Hi everyone, this is Henry Che. In this video segment, I wanted to share with you my personal experience with real estate development, hence the hat. You like it? So for me, I like to bucket things into categories, if you've noticed before and watched my other videos. So first thing, I would say real estate, the first bucket is building from the ground up, meaning there's nothing there and you're creating something out of nothing. There's a lot of satisfaction with that. It's a primal feeling knowing that there was nothing there before you got there. And once you're done with it, you've built something from scratch. That's a great feeling to have. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. The second part of real estate, owning real estate, would be buying an existing asset, like an existing multifamily, but it needs a lot of work, right? The exterior needs a lot of fixing and repairs. The interior needs a lot of updates. The infrastructure needs to be fully gutted, that sort of thing. But it's there ready. You don't have to go through zoning. You don't have to go through any of the land use requests or anything like that. It's an existing asset. You're just fixing it up. And then the third part is really the asset that's all done. Someone has spent all that time to either build it or to fix it up, and now you're just acquiring it. So those are the three, building from scratch, fixing it up, and then ready to go. I wanted to talk to you about the first part in this video, the construction. Hence, again, my construction hat. I'm going to take it off. I don't want to ruin my hair too much, but construction and building from scratch, I have to say it's very rewarding, like I said earlier, but there's a lot of risks, a lot of time, and of course, because of those things, a lot of money involved just to get from raw land to get it entitled or rezoned, and then getting the construction permit, and then the actual construction. So those are the kind of like the four major steps of building something from scratch. And each of those steps take time and take different types of resources, but they all take money and time to move through. And there's challenges, there's surprises with each of those steps. And from my personal experience, we have one piece of land, for example, here in the Chicagoland. And we've spent 2 years on it. It's already zoned. When we bought it, it's zoned for multifamily. But just to get through the new development commission with the architectural review board, designing it, they're questioning, how come this is blue and not gray? What type of brick facade are we using? How come there's no veneer? They're nitpicking every single design aspect or decision of me as the developer, right? In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm paying for this. I should be able to pick the color if darn it. So, but sometimes you just have to give in to the little things, and so you can achieve the big things, right? But it's that sort of thing. It takes time. The board doesn't meet they don't meet, or they meet once a month. So if there's feedback this month, you have to wait a whole month to go back and show them, we've addressed your updates. If there's any more questions, you have to wait another month. So it's a long, arduous process full of unknowns, because the folks sitting on the new development commission or the architectural review board, planning board, they all have their own personal biases that play into their decisions, right? So it's you as a developer, you just have to understand those and move forward and keep your eye on the big picture. But that's what I mean. It takes a lot of time. And then you have to bring in all the resources from the architect, landscape architect, civil engineer, drainage engineer, all environmental engineers, traffic engineer, fiscal impact consultant. So this is the example of the parcel that we're trying to build, and we're almost there. Wetlands assessment. So all these things come into play to get the permit to build. We're not even talking about the construction phase yet. It's just all the paperwork there. And while all that time your land is sitting there empty and it looks like nothing's happening, but in the background, there's a lot of work that goes into it. So going for this parcel in Chicago, I cannot wait to have the construction so that we can have our ceremony to start construction on our newest multifamily in Chicagoland. But just know it takes time. If you want to build something from scratch, it takes time, money, and like I kind of alluded to, lots of patience and working with others, especially with the city and all the authorities there. But once it's done, you have successfully created something from scratch. However, with all the doom and gloom that I'm talking about with construction, all the difficulties faced with it, so you have to ask, why do investors and why do developers want to build their own? Yes, for the ego part, but it's also for the monetary, the financial. The potential for profit for building something from scratch is much higher than if you're going to buy something that's ready to go and just needs updates, or something that has all the updates done already, like we talked about earlier. Building from scratch, yes, there's difficulties, there's challenges, but once it's done, it's a gain of many, many multiples from what you started out with. So that's why we do it. Hopefully that helps. In future videos, I'll talk about the second aspect, which is buying something and updating it. And there's also joy in that, to seeing bringing new life to something. But that's for another video. Thank you guys. And remember, if you want to learn more, check out our website at passive2massive.net. I'm also on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. So check us out. Learn as much as you can. And if you're in the Chicagoland area, join us. Every 2 months, we have a Chicago North Shore real estate investor network event. And we usually hold it in Highland Park, right off of Lake Michigan. Future events, as we grow more than 60 people attendees, then we'll change the event. But we've been averaging around 40 to 50 attendees. And it's a great wealth of knowledge, not only from the speakers and from the presentations, but from one another. All right, guys, take care and God bless you.